is the budget hearing, and that won't be necessary at this meeting, so this is a continuation of the evening. Thank you all for coming. We need a motion to approve the minutes of the May 15th, 2015 Manistee Township Board meeting and the May 26th, May 27th, and May 28th special board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previously mentioned meetings as presented.
I support that.
Been moved, supported that the minutes of the May 15th Manistee Township regular board meeting, the May 26th special meeting, 27th and 28th special meetings, all be approved and placed on file. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. None opposed? You've received your copy of your treasurer's report. Connie? What are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved, supported the treasurer's report be accepted and placed on file. All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Carried. Manistee Township Planning Commission met April 6th. When was the joint meeting? Was that the 1st of June? June 4th?
The June 4th meeting.
Okay. Well, we did receive minutes from the April 16th, the May 7th, and the June 4th Planning Commission meeting. Place those on file. And we received a June 4th joint meeting with the Planning Commission and the Appeals meeting.
Yeah, that's proposed minutes.
That's proposed.
Any comments on those meetings? Okay, you've received the correspondence in your packets.
It was in the back behind the meetings.
Yes.
Any comment? That's just provided by the many law firms that would like to have our business. Updates on laws. Anyone to bring anything before the board at this time? Yes, sir. Jim? If you please stand and identify yourself.
My name is Jim Snoy, and I just wanted to bring up an issue that we have had for a few years now, and it's going to be happening again here this summer, and that's the condition by the Bar Lake Outlet Beach on Lake Michigan there. And the concern that I have, it's the safety issue down there now with people parking along Lakeshore Road. We're getting more and more people going to that beach over the last couple of years. And they have the parking there for the beach area that's probably suitable for maybe 15 vehicles at the most. And then they start parallel parking along Lakeshore Road. And so for those residents that live along the road, you have to pretty much walk out in the road to get from our homes to that beach area. And I don't know what we can do, but if it could be looked into, I would appreciate it. And the other issue we have is that when it does get warm out, people start using the beach. The garbage that's left behind is getting to be pretty bad lately too. They'll leave it laying right next to the porta potty that's down there on the beach. Or they'll leave it on the beach. I mean, every day I walk the beach, and usually I'm picking up quite a bit of garbage, and I'll fill half my garbage can just with stuff off the beach when I walk around that beach. So, like I said, I don't know what we can do, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that there is an issue down there. There's a safety issue that in my eyes, is a safety issue with the way the cars are parking along Lakeshore Road down there right now.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else?
My name is Sarah Tucker, and I'm a resident, and I have a home down along Lakeshore as well as a cottage on Piney Road that I'm the executor of the estate. It's a property of my late husband. Anyhow, I would like to also address the safety issue down along the Bar Lake outlet area. because of the way sand has been accumulated on the Far Lake side of the road, the pedestrian area along there is severely eroded. And it's an accident waiting to happen with the traffic down there in the summer and not being able to safely walk along that side of the roadway. The other thing too is I'm a cyclist and there isn't a shoulder to bicycle on anymore because of the way the sand's been handled. The roadway is, the shoulder's gone. You can't ride on it. And so it is a cycling route that is mapped between, you know, Manistee town and Onekama. It's a U.S. bicycling route, and it's very unsafe the way that situation is going down there right now. So I would like to address the accumulated sand on that side of the road and see what can be done about improving that pedestrian walkway as well as removing the sand that has been piled along that shoulder. I think it's a very hazardous situation. The other thing that I would also like to bring up is the way the dune is flattened on the Lake Michigan side of the road. I know that that's something that's been in place for many years when there was some improvements done to that roadway, the dune was flattened, and I understand that that's allowed access to the beach area there. But I do believe that that exacerbates the movement of sand into the roadway, and because there's no protective critical dune there to stop when the wind blows across Lake Michigan, you can see the sand blowing into the roadway. So I would like to propose that the township look at alternatives to flattening that dune, perhaps maybe stabilizing it. That would protect the roadway from accumulating sand, as well as it would keep sand from accumulating on the Bar Lake side of the road, which is causing the safety issues down there. So those are two areas that I would ask that the township address and look into. Thank you.
Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Watson. I'm resident out on Olson Road, and I was here before your board back in, I believe, September, October 2013. Brought pictures of our road. It's pretty crumbled. There isn't really enough left to tar and stone, and I was told at that time that, yeah, something needed to be done with that, and it's coming up on 2 years later and nothing's been done. So I just want to know where we're at.
I think, Mike, when you were here before, I think it wasn't I. John, did you take a ride with Jerry and take a look at that? Someone did from the board. Well, anyhow, they took a ride out there with then manager Jerry Peterson, and looked at the road, and they were in agreement that chip sealing the road would not save the road. The edges are broke down, and there was an issue with truck traffic, I believe.
Yeah, we get trucks from the brewery coming around there all the time, or the beverage company. They like to come around that way because they can back in easier.
Mike, I don't have an answer for him. Sorry, I guess maybe we dropped the ball on it, but we can take a look at it.
Okay.
Anyone else? Yeah, Jerry.
Purely to support Mike. There's a couple of us that live there who used to work for county road commissions, and so we're quite familiar with that. And one thing it sneaks up on you, I hadn't even noticed, but the road keeps getting narrower as the sides chip away. They patch them, but it never quite gets back up to where it used to be. So it's very noticeable when you meet somebody, because both people are crowding the grass on both sides. So it is one of those issues that just slowly, methodically creeps up on you, and it's at that point now. So thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
We're here to back Mike on Olson Road too.
Okay.
Jerry.
Peggy, welcome back.
Thank you. Got a couple of things. The posts still haven't been put in out there, Dennis. You said you're gonna check in for the accesses to Bar Lake?
No, I realize it hadn't been done yet.
Yeah. Is there?
We're currently, to give you an update, as time permits, I know it's not an excuse. We're putting together a list of adjacent landowners to the Lake Michigan as well as Bar Lake, public access, property owners, just to remind them that it belongs to the public and not to infringe on it and things like that.
They added another boat down by Naps. There's 3 blocking access there now, plus the load of wood and the dish TV where the tree is planted.
Well, hopefully this will be the first step to try to remedy all that.
Yeah, well, they just park stuff there during the holidays so people can't get in, but that's not a good thing. And then another thing, I did a little research here to help us some people. On House Bill number 4379, State of Michigan, riparian rights in Michigan. It says riparian rights are property rights which run with the land. Only land abuts the natural body of water has riparian rights. A riparian property owner has the following property rights, and it lists them. But you got 18 parcels, and I'm one of them, that joins township property. Township abuts the water. And I'd like my $250 back. And I made note of that.
How was that, somebody from the Bar Lake Association told me how that was addressed, how that,
They made an excuse. They didn't address it.
No.
I think it was the Bar Lake Improvement Board, not the association.
well, improvement board, that's fine. I still have to get used to two.
Yeah, it was 2 different groups.
Want me to answer that?
Yeah, that was prior to me coming in, I
Okay.
know that.
Right, but this is the
The
state
bar-
statute.
That has to do with riparian rights.
Yes.
Which is true. But the Bar Lake Improvement Board voted to assess everybody who had direct access to the lake, whether you're riparian or not.
But the Bar Lake Board doesn't have the right to do that.
Yes, we do. We have the right to assess, to create an assessment district to fund the improvements to the lake.
Well, there's several lawsuits that were filed, and we have names of them against it, and they won.
And when you were notified that you were in that assessment district, you had a right to appeal it at that time and did not.
No, I never got a letter or anything about that, or, and what they tell me is, what you're trying to tell me now, is that I own the frontage.
No, we don't say that.
So I
We say
don't.
you have direct access to the lake.
Well, anybody that comes in the Bar Lake access at the property next to mine, the access next to mine, can come right on my property. I've had it happen. And they fish off that rock, which is good fishing there usually.
They're not allowed to do that.
Yes, they can. It's not my property.
You're allowed to travel across that property that belongs to the township. You're not allowed to stop and picnic and fish and lunch and go.
There's no signs that say that.
Don't need to be. It's also part of the law.
Not according to this guy. We're gonna have to go through this. And then, Dennis, you said you're gonna get those put in, or you're gonna have them, is there a deadline or anything? I mean, it's been going on for over a year.
I'm not gonna give you a deadline, Peggy, no. All I'm gonna do is, I'll address it. Tomorrow morning, I'll call Mark and, see if I can get it on his schedule. But, I'm not gonna give you a.
Yeah, because we're missing one here on our access, and there's 2 missing at Hanson's access. He wants to jump in, but,
Just a minute, okay, so,
okay, so we can just figure on taking this to court then?
you can take the, I believe, I don't know, but I don't think you're gonna take us to court. I believe you're gonna take the Bar Lake Improvement Association to court.
Board.
Or-
Yeah. I had one of those words the other
I'm
night.
sorry, I'm so sorry.
Well, whoever we have to take, we'll take. Okay,
I'll get on those quotes.
okay,
Yes,
thanks.
sir.
My name is Jack Tabor, and I live just out Lakeshore Road, a little bit by Bar Lake. I'm just curious, a question of you, I don't know your address. Are you referring to the land in front of you as what was designated as Outlot B?
Yes. Dan knows everything.
Okay, again, clarification, because I'm on the other side, the Lake Michigan side, and have been investigating and researching what's called Outlot A. And it supports the notion that that land was deeded to the township by Mr. Halliday back in the olden days. I got the dates, I think 1913.
It's all right here.
We're right, but that is indeed public land.
Right.
I like the supported notion that people can indeed walk it and move across it, because where I am in the Oak Park Beach subdivision, which runs from the creek to Poplar, we do not own and have riparian rights to the water line, which we all assume, because when people would come and encroach is a bad word, people would come and sit on the beach and bring their families and lunches and whatnot. I've had neighbors get into tremendous bickering matches to the point that one of old Toby's relations, the old man darn near died of a heart attack trying to scoot some people off his beach. But the research seems to indicate that the land was deeded to the township, but has never been designated as a park. So it is indeed public land, and I really think that if push came to shove, people could sit down on there at their heart's content.
They can, and they can bring your dogs and let them run.
And I agree with, I think that's what if push comes to shove, we who have property that butts up to Outlot A, in my case Outlot B, in your case on the Bar Lake side, that's public land, and designated for a park by the Halliday man that deeded it to the township.
And that's what abuts the water.
Yes.
And so, your taxes should drop.
But the gentleman explained though, Mr. Feinhardt explained, however, that, and again, it's not my business, but when you all bought into supporting the tax to support the Bar Lake.
I never signed it.
Oh, I don't know that, how that came about, but you do have access to the lake, however, which is the defined.
I have a public access next to me.
Right, but across Outlot B, you have access.
But I don't own the property that abuts the lake.
Right.
Anyone else? County Commissioner?
Okay, I want to go back a little bit and go into April, because I was gone on vacation for your last meeting. Give you a couple of quick highlights here. We had our equalization report given to us by Roger, and the county SEV has gone up 0.38%, but the county taxable value has gone up 0.86% for the next fiscal year. The library, I've been reporting to you for a number of months, different changes. It's a constant work in progress. Every month it seems to be a new avenue that's getting pursued. So I'm just going to leave it at that, because I have no solid answers on anything, and I don't think anybody does at the moment. It's going from renovation to repairing the HVAC system to looking at a different building to just all over the place. But I have no idea where that ball's going to drop. The audit came in also at the April meeting, and it was, the thing of note, it's unmodified audit, which is the top tier of audits, which we're very happy to have, and our bond rating is, for a county our size, is excellent. County board meeting, the last one, Manistee County Road Commission gave us their annual report. They spent $390,000 less for snow removal from the previous year. As everybody heard, there was about a $400,000 shortfall. $310,000 came in from the state in two different grants, if you will, that kind of helped solve that issue. But at the moment, as of yesterday, with their 6-month audit, they're a good $200,000 to the green for the year, the projection is. We made a couple of appointments to the airport authority, or I should say one, and that was William Bell. He's out at Manistee National, I believe, is a golf pro out there. He's a new member on the Airport Authority Board. We received the annual report from MSU Extension, District 10 Health Department, and the one thing of note in that is Linda Van Gils is going to be retiring, and the new director is coming from in-house, and his name is Kevin Hughes. And they're also of note, it's the third local health department in the state to be accredited, so they're quite proud of that. We also received the annual report from Central Wellness with Chip, and they've got a $13 million budget. That's a pretty major player here locally. Keeps coming up as the county drains. Hazard mitigation plan. 21 drains are thought to be in the county. We don't know that for sure. It's been asked several times for the county drain commissioner to sit down with the county planner, try to come up with something that's relevant today, and if they're no longer needed, they need to be abandoned. You know, as everybody's well aware here, going through the McGinnis and Kramer drain ongoing, and we don't want to see that keep evolving through the county if it's not needed. Not to say that the McGinnis drain is not needed, because I think everybody's pretty much signed off on replacing the pipe as its value add. Bar Lake Improvement Board, of the $15,000 that was owed to the county, I went to the county board and asked what we could get back of that. One run resolution failed to pay it back over 3 years. We're paying it back over 2 years, so one payment of $7,500 went to the county board, or I should say to the county treasury. The second one is going to be going $1,000 for Manistee Township. So you guys are getting $1,000 for $2,500 back. We also made a not to exceed $4,000 for treatment of Bar Lake for this year, because we only have $4,410.12 left in the bank. So that's pretty much an update on that. Manistee County Road Commission met yesterday. Kind of already mentioned most of the stuff there. They also are looking at administrative wages in the secretarial pool, if you will. The two positions of the gals are up in there. But that's all I've got. Next board meeting is this coming Tuesday at 9 a.m. Any questions?
Is that a county board meeting?
Tuesday, 9 a.m. Yes, sir.
Anything for Jeff?
Anybody goes to that county meeting, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. It depends. You know, it's like today, you know, it depends if something's hot or not.
Because the county overrules the township, right? Township.
Well, it depends. Land, zoning and land use, township in this state rules supreme. The county is just there, and county planning commission is just advisory. But the county commission has nothing to do with land use per se.
Okay, who does?
Township.
Okay.
Zoning administrator?
We're going back here to 19.
Okay. 7 land use permit applications approved. A couple of additions, a couple of fences. What else? A sign, commercial sign. So that business has been picking up, and I've got several already for June. So Jeff reported on Bar Lake Improvement Board, which is McGinnis Drain meeting. I don't think we're going to have a June meeting either. And then I've been involved in tribal sewer and city water negotiations, taking up a lot of time.
Any questions for zoning administrator? Thank you, Guy. Chuck, have you guys been doing anything over in the fire department?
A little bit. For the month of May, we had 6 fire-related events, 40 medical, meetings, station trainings, and other activities, 7. So for the month of May, we had 53 total runs and activities. Last month, we had 41, so we went over 50. That's kind of a record for us. Between personnel officers, chief officers, we've had 609 hours for the month of May. For apparatus, the ladder, the hydraulic pump needs to be replaced, but it's under warranty. We're working on that. We should be getting a hydraulic pump in soon. And then 135R, we'll be taking that in soon for the front end alignment. Other than that, everything else is in good working order. The station, we did some work to the south side of the building there. Brian Forbes put some stone on the south side that sand was running off the roof and splashing up on the sidewall, so that shouldn't happen anymore. Gus put together some township maps that we had and put them in some boards, so when you walk up in there, they're hanging on the wall, so it's a nice reference for when folks come in and see where we need to go. Also one at the airport. For equipment, we applied for the revenue sharing grant. We got $1,300 for some nozzles. And the previous revenue sharing grant, we've pretty much received everything in that we've ordered. We're still waiting on a couple of sticks of those. Still recruiting, no new applicants at this time. Under training, we're still training on driver's training and pump operations. We had a couple people go to the emergency driving course. CPR, the first aid's coming up this month. And then we're working on also keeping everybody's training records up to date. State moves some stuff around, so we have to adjust to that. Administrative, we're working on SOPs, updating as per the risk management folks that visited us a month or so ago. And there's a 50-50 grant, the DNR, that we'll be applying for this month. So that's up to $5,000, it matches 50% if we get it. We had some folks help with the tight lines for troops a few weeks ago. That was quite the event. That's getting bigger every year. We have the Rolling Thunder coming up the weekend of the 19th, 20th, 21st up at the casino. That's becoming a bigger event. And then the 4th of July parade will be coming up also after that. So the next few weeks are going to be busy, just in special events for us. Other than that, I'd just like to thank everyone for their support in the area for the fire department.
53 runs you had?
53 total, counting station activities.
All volunteer.
Yeah.
Any questions for Chuck? Again, please express our gratitude to the troops when you get them all together over there. Under the liquor inspector, there aren't any significant changes. Folks, prison quarterly report, is there one? And there is no Cromer or Guinness drain meeting. I talked with Mr. Smith and he said there isn't any for this month. Under unfinished business, the hall survey is still in development stage. Any comments on that, Connie?
No, I put together some suggestions from the last couple people that I talked to that were at the hall renting it, as to the questions that would be pertinent to ask. And so I'll put that together and get that to Diane for any hall rentals in the month of July, August, and September.
Okay.
Along that hall rental, Dennis, something that maybe could be considered. We had this past weekend somebody renting a hall here and blew breakers and obviously can't get at the panel. Fortunately for the people that were renting, I was the one that received the call and was able to get a hold of Danny, and he's not here tonight, I don't see, to thank him, but he ran down here and reset the breakers and the party went on. But I don't know what a quick fix to that is, but I'm sure that's not the first time it's happened.
No, I've been down there several times. People have called. I don't know, but I think there's probably, I'm not, the only time I go into the kitchen is to eat, so I think that they're probably putting too many crock pots or roasters or whatever,
Well,
and we may have to have somebody look at splitting the circuit up.
Probably so, probably that is the problem, but even so, if they blow a breaker and now we don't have anything, that gets to be a tough deal for whoever's renting them off. So
It certainly does.
it was just a comment along the survey.
Okay.
I'll add that.
Anything else under unfinished business?
Whether it's unfinished or new business, I'll let you make the call. But I think while we've got a larger turnout than normal here and our TV cameras here, I would like to let everybody know about the sewer that has been talked about for 2.5 years now on a 31 corridor is quickly coming to a head, and construction is scheduled to start June 22nd. So that's a
And that's phase one, John?
Beg your pardon?
Phase one,
Yes, phase one.
June 22nd.
That's good.
Phase one being 2 phases. Phase one is half of the project and phase 2 is the other half. And we have all expectations to see it both completed, okay?
Phase one is projected to go to as far as the jail? Is that correct? Is that an assumption, or?
No, I believe, Dennis, and there's probably been not many more involvement than myself. It will come a given distance, and I don't know exactly where, to the west of the jail, because gravity feed will run from west of the jail to the east to the lift station, okay? And I don't know at what point to drop the pin and say that is the furthest.
But that's approximately.
Yes, yes. And, but we do expect the entire project to be in the ground this year, and completion is due, or is expected to be done, supposed to be done October 9th. And Elmer's Construction is putting the sewer in. Just a little update on that, and,
I know you've spent a lot of time, you and Connie and Guy have spent a lot of time trying to wrap this whole thing up. You more so than the other two, I believe, but we appreciate everything you're doing.
I didn't have gray hair until,
I think you had more of it, didn't you?
yeah.
Just an observation.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
With this sewer line, is that going to also tie into the Filer Township
No,
line?
no.
So it's gonna come to 31?
The end of,
be tied in at
the end of the sewer, Ed, the west end of the sewer will stop on the east side of Ivy Lane. You can see where all the flags stop there, if you take a look.
Okay. I was just curious if it was gonna come
No.
far enough that.
That, Filer's another day, another dollar, and another project.
Okay.
Anything else on our unfinished? Now we'll move on to new business. We have to approve the current budget adjustments. You've received a copy of those. That's this page here.
Yes.
I thought I did that.
And for the public, this is just moving money from one part to the other because we were short on one, over on the other. It's just, it has to legally be done this way. This is to balance the budget. So you've looked at it, you've questioned it, you've talked about it. I'd entertain a motion to approve this as presented.
I make a motion to approve the modification to the 2014-15 budget line item.
Is there support?
I'll support that motion.
Been moved, supported that we modify budget line items for 2014-15 as presented. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Mr. Downs?
Yes.
Ms. Jankwitz?
Yes.
Mr. Berquist?
Yes.
And Taylor is yes.
For the interest of the public, the current budget is approximately $598,000. Item number 2 is appropriation resolution to adopt the budget. You've received a copy of the appropriation resolution. That's this. You've looked at it, you've talked about it, you've studied it. I would entertain a motion to adopt it.
I'll make a motion to adopt the board salary resolutions for the year 2015.
No. This is a appropriation resolution. This is,
Okay.
Hurry.
Well, I'll make a motion to adopt the appropriation resolution for the budget 2015, 2016.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and supported that we adopt the Manistee Township appropriation budget resolution. Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Ms. Jankwitz?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Mr. Berquist?
Yes.
And Taylor is yes.
Thank you. Item number 3 is a resolution to adopt the board salaries for 2015-16. That's for the upcoming year. You've also received a copy of that. For the interest of the public, the only increase is the clerk's increase. Clerk's increase has been increased by $2,400 a year. The board, in our budget meeting, special meeting, we discussed the amount of hours, the amount of time, and things that are putting into that office. We believe that it's justified. That's the only increase. Is there, I'd entertain a motion to accept this resolution, to adopt this resolution, I'm sorry.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution to establish township officers' salaries.
I'll support that.
It's been moved and supported that we resolve to adopt the board salaries for 2015-16. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jankwitz?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Thank you.
You get 2 raises because I got the
Do I
cart
get
ahead
2
of...
raises?
Well, I got the cart ahead of the horse there.
No, I don't think so.
Item number 4 is a FOIA resolution. The new Michigan legislative laws dictate that we have to make some adjustments to our procedures for FOIA. FOIA meaning Freedom of Information Act. In this, we're going to do this all in one. The resolution is to appoint a coordinator. It's to adopt procedures and guidelines. It's 11 pages long. It's to adopt a summary of procedures, which is 5 pages long. And also to resolve the calculation of fees to be charged for Freedom of Information requests. All this information is going to be on the webpage. It's mandatory that we put it on the webpage as time permits. You've had a chance to look at it. You've had a chance to review it. I would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution. A copy of that resolution is provided in your packet.
I'll make a motion to adopt the FOIA resolution as provided.
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported that we adopt the FOIA Freedom of Information Act resolution, which satisfies the new legislative mandates. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Taylor is yes.
Jaglowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Final?
Yes.
Mr. Dawes?
Yes.
And Mr. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Well, we got all that legal mumbo jumbo out of the way, we can keep open for business. The current bills for June has been provided. You've had a chance to review those.
I'll make a motion to allow the bills paid as presented and placed on file.
I'll support that.
It's been moved and supported that the current bills for June be paid. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Need that for the month, for that portion of May also?
No.
Okay. Manistee County MTA will meet Wednesday, June 24th, 7 p.m. at Cleon Township Hall. The Bar Lake Improvement Board meeting is July 6th, is that correct?
I think we have a correction on that. I believe it's been moved to the 13th.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. That's 7 p.m. here at the hall.
Yes.
Yes.
The Zoning Board of Appeals, if they meet, will be this July 7th, 7 p.m. here at the hall. The Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, July 8th at 7 here at the hall. And the next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, July 9th at 7:30 here at the hall. Any other public comment? Yes, ma'am.
I'd just like to ask a question. Last night I attended a meeting for the countywide recreational planning effort that's going on. It was in Stronach Township's office. And they had tables set up for Filer Township, Manistee Township, Stronach Township, and the city of Manistee. I was the only person there for Manistee Township. And I didn't know, are we having a meeting here that township residents can come to and give their input for that plan? I didn't see one advertised in our township, so I attended. But they were looking for input from our residents, and I was the only one there. And I think the only other meeting that is nearby might be in the city of Manistee. I didn't know if there's going to be one held here in the township to allow our residents to come and provide input to
I
that.
think our planning commission has been participating, is that correct?
Right, they're trying to get township, they're trying to get residents to come in though and provide input. And I went just because it was a date I could make on my calendar, but I would like to bring that to people's attention because they're soliciting input from residents as to what they would like to see in terms of recreation in their area and countywide, and they're actually coming, it's a study, it's early, but they're looking for input, so I didn't know if there was anything on the books to have here in the township at all.
When does ours expire?
It's next year.
I thought it might
Our
be.
recreation. The county's doing this is a countywide.
Well,
Yeah, it's a countywide plan.
They've taken it from our own and gone with the county.
Right.
Well, anyhow, for what it's worth, they're looking for input from residents. So I think there's several more meetings scheduled, but none are being held here. I think there's one, did you say?
There's one at Manistee High School, it's on June 30th.
Right.
6 o'clock.
Right. And the way they set up those meetings is they have them segmented by geographical area, and they're looking for input from residents. So for what it's worth, people that want to know about that.
Obviously you would like to see a meeting here for the residents of the township.
I think it'd be a great thing for Manistee Township to have a meeting here for residents to provide their input. Because like last night, there were probably 30 people there from Stronach Township because it was at their office, and their residents came in and gave their input. And there was one person from the city of Manistee and one from Filer and myself from Manistee Township. So I think if you have it in your location and you advertise it, you'll get people from your area to come in and provide their input. And it's just information gathering. So if that was something that could be done here in the township, I think that that would be a proactive stance for what it's worth.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else, Jeff?
I don't know if it's still open or not, but there's an online survey that's been available for all county residents.
Yeah.
That goes to
If that's still ongoing, I'm guessing.
To the end of June.
Okay, so if somebody wants to participate that way, it's available. And if you want to host one, I can pass it on to Rob. I don't know if he's spearheaded that, if it's AES, to be honest with you. I'm not so sure. I think it might be coming out of AES.
I'm not sure if it's tomorrow.
Rob Carson
Schwinka
is.
was the person running it last night.
Pardon me, Sarah?
Tamara or Tamara?
Yeah, that's AES.
Tamara Zwinka.
Tamara.
Zwinka.
Tamara.
Totally believe
She's
that
actually a township
pronunciation.
resident.
Yeah, no, she helped me draw up the rec plan that we had here. Anyone else? Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for your input. Address these items as we can. Hopefully get some answers for you. With that,